Hi, I'm Martin Mattsson, and I'm presenting my job market paper, Service Delivery, Corruption and Information Flows in Bureaucracies, Evidence from the Bangladesh Civil Service. Slow and corrupt public service delivery is a common problem in low and middle-income countries. This research project asks two questions. First, can information flows about individual bureaucrats' performances reduce delays? Second, does faster service delivery reduce bribes? I study the effects of improved information flows by sending out monthly performance scorecards to bureaucrats and their superiors. The bureaucrats are processing applications for land record changes in Bangladesh, and the scorecards were sent out to randomly selected land offices, each of which is headed by one bureaucrat. The scorecards are based on data from a pre-existing e-governance system and are designed to reduce delays in this service provision. They do this by providing the number of applications processed within a time limit set by the government and the number of applications pending beyond that time limit. The experiment was done at a large scale, covering an area with a population of 92 million people. To evaluate the effect of the scorecards on processing times, I use administrative data from 1.2 million applications. To measure bribe payments, I surveyed about 3,000 applicants. The y-axis of this graph shows the estimated effect of the scorecards on the fraction of applications processed within the time limit. Each dot is an estimate for applications started in a particular calendar month. The estimates shown in red are the treated months, and it's clear that the scorecards immediately had a positive effect. What we can also see in this graph is that even if the effect is not completely stable over time, there is no evidence of a consistent decline in the effect. And the low estimates that you see for month 10 and month 17 are driven by the outbreak of COVID-19 in Bangladesh. This regression table shows the effect of the scorecards on delays and bribes. The first column is the average treatment effect on the fraction of applications processed within the time limit. The third column shows the effect on the average bribe payment. The point estimate is an increase of $3.2 and not statistically significant. To better understand the mechanisms behind this effect, I do the one heterogeneity test by land office that I specified in my pre-analysis plan. I divide offices into those overperforming and those underperforming in terms of delays at baseline. In column 2, we can see that the effect on processing times is almost entirely driven by offices that were underperforming at baseline. In column 4, we see that the increases in bribes is driven by the offices that were overperforming at baseline. These results are inconsistent with theories of a direct causal relationship between processing times and corruption, because they show that processing times can be reduced without changing bribes, and bribes can be increased without changing processing times. So how do we explain these results? I develop a model where bureaucrats trade off reputation, bribe money, and effort. Delays and bribes decrease the bureaucrat's reputation, and effort is needed to avoid delays. What the scorecards do in this model is that they make delays more visible and therefore more important for a bureaucrat's reputation. So when overperforming bureaucrats receive positive scorecards, there are two effects on delays. The first is similar to the substitution effect of a wage raise in a classic labor supply model. The scorecards increase the effect of delays on reputation so that the bureaucrat will put in more effort to avoid delays. The second is similar to the income effect. The scorecards highlight the already good performance of these bureaucrats and thereby improve their reputation. As the reputation is now higher, the marginal utility of improving the reputation further is lower, so the bureaucrat will put less effort into avoiding delays. This means that the total effect of the scorecards on delays for overperforming bureaucrats is ambiguous. As the marginal utility of improving their reputation decreases, the bureaucrats will also start extracting more bribes, since reputation is the reason why bureaucrats do not extract more bribes in the first place. When underperforming bureaucrats receive scorecards showing their poor performance, this reduces their reputation, and therefore the substitution effect and income effect both pushes these bureaucrats in the same direction to provide more effort and reduce delays. For these underperforming bureaucrats, the effect on bribes is ambiguous, since we don't know if the increased effort will overcompensate or undercompensate for the reduction in reputation stemming from the more visible delays. To conclude, I have shown that information flows alone can improve bureaucrat performance in government organizations. This highlights the untapped potential in the data generated from e-governance systems. Furthermore, the study shows the importance to highlight underperformers in government organizations and not just give prizes to the best performers. Thank you for listening.